Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy. So one of the complaints I hear a lot, both in my professional life and my personal life, is people who say, I can't believe these technology companies keep changing things up. You know, it's like people who, when Facebook, right, they redesign their page and people go, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. You know, I just learned to love it the way it is now, and I hated it when they changed it to this, and now they're changing into it again, and people just get so upset about that. And then, like, whenever Apple, right, changes something, and you need a different wire, or a different cord, or a different plug, and I hear that a lot at home. Oh my God, why are they doing that? They're just making our lives more complicated. And sometimes the complaint is, well, really what they're trying to do is get more money out of us. And that, in fact, may be the case in some cases, right? You do love to change things up. But generally my response to these things is, hey, you know, the very definition of technology is it has to move forward. And so things do change, and occasionally it makes our lives a little bit less convenient, but that's just sort of the way things work. Except for this week. This week there's been a change, and this week, to be honest with you, I am bereft. And what it has to do with is the recent announcement, or that wasn't even a real big announcement by Apple, that they are discontinuing the iPod Classic. That's right, they are discontinuing this little baby. And and this is just the latest version of the original iPod. They didn't really make an announcement. They just sort of, you can't see it on their site anymore. You can't see it in their stores anymore. It just doesn't seem to be there. And suddenly the iPod Classic has been discontinued, and you'll no longer be able to get one from Apple. And, I have to say, I've owned several of these over the years, and I love my iPod Classic, the original iPod. I've just always thought this was just a fabulous little piece of technology. It's got 120 gig hard drive on it, so I can put everything I want to put on it. I have like my entire music collection on there. I've got lots of videos on there and movies on here. I can take it with me anywhere. I've listened to this iPod on trains and planes and automobiles. I sometimes will plug it in here at home into this little Beats speaker we have, and the music and the sound is fantastic. I just love this little piece of equipment. And yes, it's dedicated. It's not a multi-use piece of equipment. There's things it doesn't have. It doesn't have Bluetooth. It doesn't have a flash drive on it. There's things you can't do with it. It doesn't have a touch screen, right? It doesn't have those things. But there's something about this that I just absolutely love. And now they're discontinuing it. And as I say, I am totally bereft about this. I should have seen it coming, right? Because, as soon as they called it the iPod Classic, I should have realized, probably not a good sign. They haven't, I think, done new software, software update from this for years, and that should have been a sign, but I wasn't paying attention. I was just listening to my music, and I was watching my videos and not really paying attention to the fact that I was becoming totally dependent on this thing that I guess at Apple they view as a dinosaur. Now listen, the thing is, I will survive on the scale of human misery. This doesn't exactly rank anywhere near the top. In fact, it doesn't even make the bottom when you come right down to it. But the thing is, Apple's got to feel pretty good about people like me who have just, learned to love this little piece of equipment and can't imagine not having one like it, right? And it's not just the fact that I love it. I recognize that this is where it all started, right? It started, the whole iPod, iPad revolution, the iPhone revolution. This all started with the iPod. And I feel good about that. It's sort of the foundation of the Apple ecostructure, which I've sort of built my life around, or that has served as a foundation for so much of my technology life. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but here's the thing. There is some good news here, because as soon as I read the story saying that this was no longer, I went on Amazon, and guess what? There are people selling these, companies selling these on Amazon. You can get it with a 160 gig hard drive. That'll hold, 25, 30, 35,000 songs. First iPod, 1,000 songs. These things are amazing. So you can still get them, although you have to look a little bit harder, and you just can't get them from Apple. That's the good news. And I think if I do it, I'm going to just buy it. I'm going to shove it in a drawer somewhere, because eventually, someday, this one's going to fail, and I'm going to have a backup. And I'm not going to live that much longer. I'll bet you I could survive on one more iPod for the rest of my life. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this Thursday morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.